It's November 1st. Daylight savings time ended last night, so we're losing an hour of daylight on the back side here this afternoon. We got a bunch of the wing parts primered yesterday, and we're kind of getting those put away. And today we're going to look at maybe getting these bell cranks assembled together. We're going to probably look a little more forward in the book here, see what anything else coming up that maybe we might need to prime too while the weather's nice. But that's kind of where we're at, and we'll get going. Something I forgot to mention last night was we were doing these fuel tank supports, and there's two of them that seemed different from the rest of them, and I measured these out, and they're all 20 thousandths, except there's two of these that are a different size. They're 16 thou thickness. I don't know if that makes any difference or not, but just it was interesting. I'm not quite sure why there was a design change, what happened there, but anyways, yeah. Once we get done priming these parts, we hung on to the bags, so we just put them back in the bag so they're ready to go for when we need them. But we've got these primed, these here, got all kinds of stuff primed up, ready to go. But yeah, so we just put them back in the bag with a label on there so we can easily grab those off the board here. So one thing you have to do on this is we've got the Aileron bell cranks, and we'll also have the flat bell cranks, but there's this bearing has to be pressed in, and kind of have to improvise a little bit. We have access to this hydraulic press in another hanger, so what I was able to do is we'll put it in like that, and we've got this big dimple die. I just use that as a press piece, and set that on top of there so it's square. And let's pump this thing down. Some of the stuff you have to improvise. So we're squared up there. Yep, and it just slides right in, if you can see that. So we get it right to there where it's on the edge. And we'll pull this out. Here. And I have a socket that is this is actually an oxygen sensor socket for our Honda. And let's use that to press it the rest of the way, and it fits just inside this bell crank. So it presses on the outside of that bearing and not on the actual bearing itself. Well, bearing, what am I trying to say? The bearing, I can't remember my bearing part names, but
the black part.
the part that shouldn't be pressed. And we'll just go the rest of the way there. And there, it's bottomed out. Take that out. And there we've got a pressed bearing. Looks good, looks straight, rolls nice, so we're good. Alright, we're pressing the bearings into the bell cranks for the flaps, and one thing we did was they do have a definite left and right bell cranks, so we after we cleaned this, we just marked it with an L and an R on the other one. And same drill as with the Aileron bell crank, we'll just set that on there, kind of get it lined up with the press. And I'm just going to use this big old die here to press it in, so I don't have to pump this thing all the way down. This press is set on as high as it will go. There we go, seated there. And I'll take that out. Grab my handy dandy oxygen sensor socket from the Honda, and just line that up right there. Make sure we're centered up in the press, and a little bit off. There we go. And then press it the rest of the way. right to there. Looks good. Feels good. We're done. Got our bearings pressed into the bell cranks, and the last thing you do on those is you put a snap ring in. There's a little retainer ring in there, and you get your snap ring pliers and put those retainer rings in there. But those came out pretty good using that press. So if you've got access to a hydraulic press, I highly recommend it. Sure makes this stuff a lot easier. So we got our bell crank spindle through with a 1/4-inch bolt. It's got a drilled head in it so we can safety wire it, and then there's 2 holes in this assembly here that are in this part where we safety wire through. So I'm trying to safety wire this in. I'm kind of not super happy with the way this design is, and maybe I'm just overcomplicating this a little bit, but I just want to put just a twist in it. But then it has to make this 180-degree turn back around the washer to get through the bolt. Just seems kind of goofy to me that it has to make that turn through there. Bruh. Down and around. Yeah, that's just. Well, so we'll put another turn in it here through this way. Yeah. Jeez, that is goofy. That's goofy. I'm not sure how to get this done. I guess I'll be asking the Facebook group on this one. Yeah, I don't like this. Here's what I ended up doing. On the safety wires, I wrapped it around here, brought it around. I still don't like this bend you have to make around here, but then I ran it through here and did it there. So I'm gonna redo. This is the first one I tried. That's pretty ugly. So I'm gonna see if I can redo this one. Okay. All right. So here's what I ended up doing on this one. Again, I redid this one. I'm still not super impressed with how this came out here, but making this corner and through the holes and then safety wiring it that way. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on how you're doing that, maybe, like I said, maybe I'm overcomplicating this, but geez, there we go. But if you got a suggestion that maybe works a little better for you, let me know. Get that curled around there. But yeah, so we'll see. It's not going on the wing right now, so if you guys, like I said, have a suggestion, let me know, and I can come back and redo these. We're wrapping up here tonight. Got these bell crank assemblies put together, and you saw in the video safety wiring, pressing the bearings in there. That was pretty much a majority of our time was down getting those bearings pressed in and ready to go, and then kind of had a battle with this safety wire on these two here. But like I said before, let me know. I don't know. I think it's kind of goofy how that has to wrap around that washer. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. It's Loctited in there. There's no torque spec on it because we're going into an aluminum sleeve, but got that
that safety one.
So we spent that part of the afternoon getting that stuff done. Next thing up on the list is the wing trusses, and I've already cleaned these out, cleaned the powder coating out of those, got those ready to go. And next thing is this will go here. It's part of the strut mount. We have to drill these out to a 1/4 inch, bolt it in, and then match drill the rest of these in. I'll get those mounted up, but that's probably going to be tomorrow. So not a whole lot that, well, I mean, we were up here for quite a while, but not a whole lot that I have to show for it other than those these bell crank parts. Yeah, but those did take a while to kind of figure some of the stuff out on that. But as always, hope you're liking the videos. If you are, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you want to see more of these, and hit that notification bell over there to get a notification of new videos when they come out. But yeah, that's about it for now. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening, and we'll see you later.